Hello, and thank you for clicking on the video. I want to spend a few minutes talking about a few of the questions that I've been receiving via the Cyber Cafe and also on regular email. For the majority of you, you're doing well, and I want to encourage you to keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, which is completing assignments early. I can't overemphasize the importance of getting assignments done throughout the week so that you have the weekends free to yourself to enjoy your friends and family. Do some exploring out there. So I hope that by now, we're coming towards the end of the week, that you have now got into a routine and that you're working towards getting these assignments completed early. The earlier, the better. So let's get started. Up on the screen, I have one of the online classes. I know we always talk about the 201 introduction course because a lot of you that take these courses are just doing it for electives and you're not administration or justice majors. But I do want you to know that everybody that's watching this video that it applies to pretty much all the courses I teach. They're very standardized across the board. So today, we're going to start talking a little bit about the Cyber Cafe. And a lot of your questions can be answered here. I know some of you have already accessed it, and then others are quick to jump on it. So right on the main screen, you notice that I'm scrolling. There's like a little yellow circle here. We're going to click on Cyber Cafe, and we're going to open it up and kind of start talking about what does it do for you in terms of getting your questions answered and getting you on the right track. So let's read this together. This is the area which you can submit questions to your classmates. Some of the sample questions: how do I log into Revel? How do I do this? What this area is not for is an area to vent complaints. So don't criticize, don't belittle, no sarcastic remarks, etc. in the Cyber Cafe. If you have a complaint, I always urge you to email me directly, as I am the type of professor that responds to your questions as soon as possible. If it's taken a while, chances are it's either the weekend or I'm busy in meetings, etc. So let's start scrolling down here to kind of show you some of the things that I posted on here. And there's a welcome message, obviously. This is a letter that was sent to you for some of you before you even started the class, kind of letting you know that you're required to have a textbook and that we use Revel, Pearson Revel, to complete assignments, etc. So do read that. There's a couple of videos at the bottom here: introduction to Canvas, what to do, how to get it done. So what do each students do each week? And then look at that. Each morning, click on the modules. So you log into your Canvas course, and then you click on modules to begin reading the required assignments for that week and chapter. And then in order to get full credit, you're required to respond to the week's discussion postings before Wednesdays at 12 p.m. I've received a few emails on this. Some of you are confused what 12 p.m. means. So you have morning, which is a.m., and then when you get to 11:59 a.m., the next minute it becomes 12 p.m. So officially your discussion posting is late once it hits at 12 p.m. I had a student who emailed me with a screenshot and everything as proof that she submitted her assignments at 12 p.m. and or 10 p.m. and 10 p.m. is considered late. So if you're late, you can get a 20% grade penalty. I'll be somewhat flexible in week one, but once we pass week one, then I'll be pretty strict on the grade penalty. So your first posting must be made by Wednesday, I would say 11:59 a.m. if that makes it easier in your mind to not miss it. And also create a reminder, a smartphone reminder on a weekly basis that you have to submit your first discussion posting by Wednesday by 11:59 a.m. Then your two responses to classmates must be done by Friday, I would say 11:59 a.m. so before 12 p.m. So let's kind of also talk about this. The initial posting must be a minimum of 150 to 200 words, and then you have to respond to classmates, and the postings to them must be 75 to 100 words. And I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about academic substance. And I'll use an example. I just recently received, I was grading a discussion posting, and the two comments or the two responses to classmates were saying how, the student loved the guy's response and it sounded really good and etc., etc., and the audio was a little bit off. Well, all of that she was discussing falls under non-academic substance. And so I look for these as a college professor, and if I see them, those are usually automatic zeros. And then if you get a 5 points out of 20, you did something wrong. And what you did wrong was you simply didn't include any academic substance in your posting. So let's look at the screen here. There's a posting, there's an example of a posting that does not contain academic substance. And here, Billy writes to Becky and says, hey Becky, I loved your posting and completely agree with you. It seems that we think alike. Like you, I also watch these shows and remember seeing some of the stuff you described in your posting. Well, keep up the good work and best of luck in the future. And of course, I look forward to reading your future postings as they seem interesting. Good job. Take care, Billy. And then I have 0 postings after that. And I want you to really read this because some of you are doing this same thing that Billy here is doing, which is writing about nothing. Billy does not, doesn't describe anything that he learned in week 1, doesn't mention any academic topics. All he's saying is, hey, I agree with you. You sound great. Keep up the good work. And that's not going to fly in these courses, and especially not when it comes to critical thinking. So let's read one that does have academic substance. And this is one down here. And again, all this information that I'm showing you can be found on the CyBer Cafe. So this one here, hello Maria, I enjoyed your posting. This was written by Jared. You mentioned that you like Law and Order, and although I have seen some of these episodes, it seems that they portray more fantasy than real life scenarios. In the one episode I watched, the detectives went to the suspect's house and arrested him without a warrant. Later, at the police department, they obtained a statement without reading him the Miranda rights, which is required when someone is in custody. Then, when the guy asked for an attorney, 2 of the actors playing detectives started choking the suspect as his supervisors watched from inside one of the one-way mirror room and did nothing to stop the assault. I just shook my head as I know this is complete fantasy. In real life, the suspect's criminal charges would have been brought or dropped if those law enforcement detectives failed to follow the legal processes of making an illegal arrest and of not reading the Miranda rights and providing an attorney when the suspect requests one. I also laugh at the dramatic background music sounds when I watch those TV crime shows. You and I can agree that in the real world there is no drama music playing in the background. Also, I did some police ride-along some months back and learned that police officers have to write some lengthy reports after any arrest. I have yet to see any TV detectives spend hours out of their short episodes writing police reports so they can testify in court. Anyways, thanks for sharing your favorite TV shows with the class, Jared. And so this posting shows critical thinking skills. It shows that Jared is looking at Maria's response and applying the academic substance, the academic material that he learned from his week's postings to discuss, the responses to Maria. And so this is what I want to see from you. And so again, in week 1, I'm pretty flexible. I try to give you a little bit of leeway, breathing room. But after week 1, you're going to start losing some points. So let's just, we don't have a lot of time left in the video, so let's just keep going. Some of you don't have money yet for the Revel. Right here, it says that you can get Revel for up to 14 days, 2 weeks of the course for free. It's a temporary access. And this describes how you can activate that. So if you don't have the money for the book, there's always an opportunity for you to get started with the class and then work on some options on how you can get money for the book. Visit the Pathway Center located inside the Enrollment Services Building at the corner of College Avenue and Coldwell Avenue, and they will help you maybe with book vouchers and other financial aid. So there's a will, there's a way. If you want to get this thing done, just get it done. I know some students get stuck on why do we have to pay for books, but my philosophy is I want to make it convenient for you, and Revel makes it convenient. You're able to access these quizzes from your phones, smart tablets, at work, when you're off, etc. So that's the price of convenience sometimes. There's free money available, obviously, and I mentioned this at the Pathway Center on this posting. If you're a California resident, pretty much your first 2 years of college are paid for by the state, $7,500 per year, $15,000 free money. So do what you need to do to get your college degree. Make the sacrifices now. Say no to your friends, the distractions, put things on hold, and then just get your college degree done so that you'll benefit later. Let's keep going. There's student questions, student answers, and so that's going to help you. There's a video message that I posted on day 2. Hopefully you clicked on announcements and got to watch that. A student here asks if there's a field trip, and I give him an answer. And so this is all open to you. Somebody asked me, I click on an assignment on the link and nothing happens. It turns out that if your computer's pop-up blocker is turned on, that it may interfere with the way Canvas and Canvas pages, web pages, load properly. So you do have to turn off your pop-up blocker for Canvas. And how do you do this? You call the online help desk, 209-575-7900, and they will help you, show you how to do that. Let me see if I can cover. Okay, so usually an indication that you did something wrong is whenever you see 5 out of 20 points. So if you see me grade you with a 5 point, chances are you did something wrong on one of the assignments. And all I ask for you during the week is for you to fix the issue and then email me so that I can update the grade for your assignments. What oftentimes happens, and I hope this is not the case with any of you, is that I will grade the assignment throughout the week. I'll give you 5 points showing, hey, this is an indication you did something wrong. And then you don't check the class until Saturday when I don't check my email. And you'll, try to figure out, oh my gosh, why did I get 5 points? And then you'll panic. So all I can tell you is do some, a light bulb comes on in your brain as soon as you see 5 points. I did something wrong. I need to fix it. Again, when is the time to fix it? During the week. So, and then if I'm not available on the weekends, you can still go on there and fix it, but you just won't have access to me via email. So we only have a few minutes left, so I'm going to try to see. This one student, as I told you earlier in the video, was marked late, and the reason was she got confused. She thought it was 12 p.m. was actually midnight, but midnight is 12 a.m. So I urge you to pay close attention to that. So that's pretty much it. We're getting ready to finish week 1. Majority of you are doing really well. I understand that a large portion of you have full-time jobs, but do keep in mind that these assignments open at on Mondays at 001 hours a.m. That's like midnight, the 1 minute after midnight on Mondays. And so then your first discussion posting is due by Wednesday before, as we mentioned, 11:59 a.m. And so don't wait until the last minute. Don't lose out on valuable points. And if you haven't already done so, I urge you to adjust your lifestyle, adjust your daily habits so that they're in line with what it is that you're trying to accomplish. You're trying to, start a career. You're trying to, get going with your life. Please adjust your life. You cannot continue doing the same thing you were doing before you started a college class and then expect to get successful results. That just doesn't happen. I often mention to students that it's persistence over intelligence that will win every time. Persistence over intelligence, which means if you are persistent in completing assignments, you're persistent in logging into the course, you're persistent on submitting assignments and staying, in touch with your instructor, you're going to finish the race a lot faster than someone who is so intelligent that sometimes they abandon logic to get stuck on the small details. And I know some of you are in that category. You want to argue about the finer points, and I want to get over those finer points and get the class completed. I urge you to email me throughout the week. Usually I respond to you very fast. Before you email me, I encourage you to go on CyBer Cafe to see if the answer has already been responded to. And if so, then you'll save yourself time. Another reminder, if the issue has to deal with Revel, then I urge you to go online and search for Pearson Revel 24-hour online student support to speak to a representative. And if they can't fix it, get a trouble ticket case number. And then lastly, online help desk is available to serve you throughout the week, 209-575-7900. And I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Thank you for listening, and best of wishes to all of you.